My tag partner, Andrew Pendleton, is not here tonight. He's off handling other business and will be for a little bit of time. So I found an equal replacement for him. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Kameron Kade.
Well, we're sitting here waiting for the bell from Dee Byers. However, it doesn't look like the bell. I don't know if it's going to ring anytime soon. Meanwhile, that's not stopping the guys from the action. What a great way to kick things off this week for Anarchy. Tim letter E period D joined the course. Broadcast colleague Brett Wolverton.
Well, the bell is going to sound once we have one member of each team in the ring. We started off with all 8 guys in. Now we're back down to the foursome of the Washington Bullets and the movement.
Yeah, it's been very entertaining watching Dee Byers trying to get some semblance of order.
Well, we finally have the opening bell, and starting off for the hot commodity Brandon Parker, Kameron Kade team will be the Sin City St. Brandon Parker, and starting off for the team of the movement and the Washington Bullets will be Trey Williams of the movement.
Of course, yes.
Of the Washington Bullets.
You've got a Brandon Parker in the orange tights here, the Sin City St. Wonder what he thinks about the weather that we've had here in Cornelia, Georgia, not that long ago. A little bit colder than it probably would be that he would find in Nevada, I would imagine. Good side headlock here, trying to get a little bit of position as Brandon Parker. Really, Trey Williams just wrenching on that head, which is exactly what you want to do in that position. Also taking his opponent over to his corner, getting that tag, and no one does it really better than the Washington Bullets. John Williams being tagged in now. And it looks like, Vandal tagged himself in as well. Don't really know whether the other half of the Washington Bullets was ready to get out yet or not, but either way, he's going to have to.
But quick tags from the team of the Washington Bullets and the movement. And what this 8-man tag shows just how varied and how deep the tag team roster is at Anarchy Wrestling when we have 4 tag teams that have been combined for this 8-man tag team contest.
Yeah, of course, one of the stories going in, as we saw earlier, Brandon Parker touched on that his normal opponent, wow, as we're seeing great teamwork here, Najasism Vandal following through in the corner, roll up here, this could be it already, only able to get a 2 count. Again, as we were touching on, Brandon Parker normally teaming maybe with Andrew Pendleton in the 3rd, and instead this week has decided to bring out Kameron Kade, so we'll see how well they team up together.
Well, he says Andrew Pendleton III is off on business and may be off for quite some time. So to remain in the tag team division, Parker found himself a suitable replacement in Kameron Kade.
I hope it's not one of those things where he had a gambling debt that he owed to visiting Brandon Parker up in the, Sin City, I guess, apparently. Some people go and never come back again out of the desert.
Those cement shoes and...
That's exactly right. Not much water to be found there. Man, whoa, what a second. What's going on here? I'm kind of surprised. They had it really going for them for their team. They were showing a lot of really good tags back and forth, working together, but Najasism and one half of the Washington Bullets get a little argumentative here.
Well, Trey was a little concerned by the miscommunication there, but that happens when you don't team up with somebody on a regular basis. You don't have that fluid motion and you're on the same page all the time.
Wow, Najasism's quick like lightning. I tell you, with those arm drag takedown that he is cinching in right there on Kameron Kade. And while, Trey was on the outside here, he was still talking to Vandal, kind of like, hey, what's going on with your teammate? They're trying to figure it out, get that cohesiveness back again. And you really have to wonder, because as each man has really tagged himself in, was so much what really the strategy behind that is everyone wanting to get that victory and really claim the glory for themselves here.
All of these teams want to get a victory and be in contention for the tag team championship, currently held by the Urban Assault Squad. Right now, these teams are competing to be the number 2 team ranked in the Anarchy ratings, because the number 1 contenders for the tag team title, obviously the team of the Stray Cat, Brody Chase, and Iceberg, after that big tag team Mega Rumble. Oh, great drop toe hold there, and great team craftsmanship really from both members of the Washington Bullets. And Brandon Parker going to cut off any attempt there for a pin. And it was really looking good for Trey here. Trey's going to finally make an official tag. I mean, all of them been official, but where they actually extended the hands is going to bring the Vandal in. We're going to see what the Vandal can do here. The movement and the Washington Bullets have done a great job of cutting off the ring and keeping their opponents on their side so they can make those frequent tags. Clothesline by Kameron Kade, rolls over tagmate, and now that same strategy in reverse as Kade has got the Vandal over in their corner. As you see Suave and Tommy Penirelli waited until the referee's eyes were turned.
Yeah, and you know, what's interesting is I haven't really seen much of Hot Commodity. Of course, you touched on Tommy Penirelli's and, of course, CB Suave. Haven't really seen that much, but they sure haven't had any problems in assisting their team and really getting an unfair advantage while they were holding on to the Vandal. Well, of course, the referee trying to be traffic cop and keep up with all of the action going on here because there's, 8 bodies going on, plus the referee. And Brandon Parker, those knife-edge chops in the corner, tagging in Kameron Kade. And we, again, really haven't seen much from Hot Commodity yet here in this contest.
Well, Hot Commodity, I think, is still a little upset at the fact that they aren't the #1 contenders for the Anarchy Wrestling Tag Team Championship. They thought they had won the Mega Rumble recently. However, we had that extra team in Iceberg and the Stray Cat Brody Chase, and they are the #1 contenders. So Hot Commodity looking to get back up into that #1 contender spot.
Yeah, and you certainly know that we want to have that Anarchy Tag Team Championship matchup coming up soon. Of course, as you said, the #1 contenders, of course, Iceberg Brody Chase taking on the current Anarchy Tag Team Champions, the Urban Assault Squad. And any one of these teams really, could be the very next team to go after whoever should win that matchup.
Indeed, so a victory here, especially on Anarchy Television, will help you move up the ladder of success. I've said it time and time again on this very program.
And now finally, I guess, I don't know whether that's a wish or a curse that I'm just seeing right now as we see CB Suave jiggling the hips just a little bit, but I guess be careful what I wish for because we're finally seeing Hot Commodity in action. Big scoop slam there. What's CB Suave gonna do?
Well, I noticed that Suave has a bandage on his right leg. I don't know if that's an injury or a cut or what it is.
Maybe too many hip swiveling.
It could be. He may have popped a hip.
Great counter right there from the Vandal. An excellent way to really break through that hold and now see if he can get more, but cut him off at the pass with CB Suave, making the tag back to Brandon Parker. Oh man, did you hear that? Brandon Parker into the corner of the Vandal, and meanwhile just taking that boot straight into the throat of the Vandal. Meanwhile, referee Dee Byers is back turned once again.
Well, that's the downside of having one referee in a match where there's 8 wrestlers involved. It's hard to keep track of all the action and make sure everything's legal.
Only able to get, it looks like a 1 count there, and the Vandal's got to feel like he's 50 miles away from making a tag. And at this point, this isn't going to help any. The Washington Bullets aren't really causing him any favors because it's distracting the referee, allowing an unfair advantage from the other team really onto the Vandal. Oh, just taking his head, slamming it straight back into the mat. It's so much talent that we've got here in Anarchy, especially in the tag team ranks, and certainly here for this matchup. It's really just a matter of who's going to be able to make a mistake first. Opportunity here for the Vandal to get a win, perhaps, only able to get a 2.
Well, Parker took his eye off the prize, that victory, and almost cost him. Big clothesline by the Sin City Saint. Goes in for the cover.
And he didn't hook the leg, as you noticed right there, Brett Wolverton. It allowed Vandal to really be able to get an advantage to kick out.
But he was wise, and finally Tommy Penirelli, the Italian Stallion, tagging in.
Yeah, and that was really an interesting, unorthodox, but yet effective way to tag in because Brandon Parker used the foot, and of course it was able to at least reach for Tommy Penirelli. Oh, snap suplex there. Vandal going in for a tag, but instead he's going to find at the receiving end of a pin attempt there from Tommy Penirelli. And really, it's been a long time since the Vandal has, he's been in the ring for a long time, and it's been a long time since any of his other partners have been able to be in. This could be the break that he might need, but too close maybe to the corner, perhaps.
And a clothesline and a beauty. Tag made to Najasism.
And he goes to a partner that he's very familiar with, of course. Him and Najasism teamed up quite a bit. Great move there from the movement. One half of the movement taking it right now to Brandon Parker, but being cut off into the corner.
That top rope is Najasism's home, so very comfortable with their double knees. Kameron Kade comes in, tilt-a-whirl, power slam.
Oh, man, the double knees right there to the midsection. But he's distracted just a little bit. No time for showboating. Follows through with CB Suave.
The Bullets breaking it up, the pin attempt. This is unusual. They had the pin. Why would you come in and distract the official?
It goes back to what I said before. What about the glory? Perhaps maybe they're so used to. Oh, man.
DDT and a beauty.
Brandon Parker. And this could be it. This could totally cost a victory here for the Najasism, and it's going to.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners, the team of Hot Commodity, the Sin City Saint Brandon Parker and Kameron Kade.
What were the Washington Bullets thinking? They had this in the bag.
That didn't make any sense to me.
A lot of this isn't really making sense, and someone needs to shed a little light on it. Meanwhile, in the center of the ring is Najasism. Thought we were about to go away for a moment, but we need to stay right here if we can, because we've got the Washington Bullets on the inside of the ring here. The Vandal looking over Najasism. I think he's confused just like all of us here in Cornelia. What exactly happened? Trying to get a little explanation in the ring. Don't have any mics up that way, so we'll do the best that we can. But it doesn't look like they're sitting there discussing a tea.
Vandal seems to be trying to make peace here. Handshake. It's good to see.
Or maybe they'll live yet for another day. You know, accidents do happen. And Washington Bullets, certainly the competitive edge and fire goes through. Wait a second. What the hell? You got to be kidding me. What is going on here? Oh, man. Just planting the Vandal. Najasism already at the receiving end. And you got to wonder what has happened for Trey and John here in Anarchy.
The Washington Bullets have fired at the movement.